Okay, so I'm taking you with me today. I'll have to check, but I think it's about 10 or 11 days ago I started clearing my path. It's something I do every fall, with my main goal being that in the winter, Andras and I will have somewhere that we can walk, regardless of what the weather is. So last year I wasn't here much, and I only got the path half cleared. So, and I don't think I cleared it the year before, but I've had this path for maybe 12 years, and it holds a lot of memories for me and for Andras. It's really cool walking with him because he smells all the critters that have been on the path since we were here yesterday. Anyway, this area I would love to clear out because I don't think that the camera will necessarily catch it, but there's a sort of a natural circle here, and I'd love to clear it. This is like stinky, rotten apple area, and then we get into some sort of magical, lots of moss, and I wonder what critters live beneath certain trees. There's an old car tucked in here somewhere, and signs that somebody actually does own this land, because there's a spot where I like to sit. Every 5 years, these orange ribbons appear. So the guy's claiming his space. This area here is really important to me because I have fasted here. Set my tent up right here. Had my sacred fire right there. There's actually, you can't tell much, but there's a swamp over there. I was really nervous, and this woman from Australia said, "I'll send you owl medicine." I said, "Thanks, that's great." And I was really afraid of the coyotes, and my tent was right here, and I got here, and there was like 3/4 of a bunny on the ground, and I'm like, I was right, I should be afraid of coyotes. And then I thought, geez, I wonder where the rest of the bunny is. And I looked up in this tree, and on this branch was the rest of the bunny. And it occurred to me that perhaps an owl, some owl medicine had been sent to me via Australia. And anyway, I fasted here for 4 days. There's the remnants of my wood pile from my fast and an old tarp. And I was really nervous. And then at night, of course, the peepers started singing, and I was laughing at myself because I was so far from alone. There were like thousands and thousands of frogs singing to me. And my cats, there's a backstory that I won't get into, but my cats were locked out of the house, and so one of them slept in my tent with me, and the other one, he was on duty, and he was spraying all around my tent, and he was like, not on my tent, but he was marking territory to protect me. And then all night long he would, signs that somebody owns this land, all night long he would walk back and forth across in front of my tent going, meow, and I'd be like, yeah, that's really great, thank you, I'm trying to sleep. Anyway, this year I had to make some detours on the path. Keep going, pup. Because of the way that things had grown in. And there was a real bonus to taking a detour, because I found this spot, which is sort of a natural little circle with a sweet little altar stone in the middle, which actually I've been sitting on. So I'm going to pause it now, and I'll catch up with you a little further down the path. Just a little further down. This tree, when I first made this path, this tree was in one piece, but it was dead. And I called it the ghost tree because it's covered in old man's beard. Anyway, when I was on my fast, I prayed to this tree a lot, to the ancestors. This is the part of the path where one day I was coming along and there was a cow. And it had come from this field over here. And I freaked out and tried to hide because I didn't know if it was a bull or not. I later figured out it was a very young cow. About 4 or 5 years ago, this area, I'd come every day and the grasses would all be flattened. It was a natural circle. This felled alders weren't there, and the grass was flattened every night. So it was either deer sleeping there or coyotes sleeping there. I'm not sure, but it was pretty cool. But we'll continue on this way. We're now into the area that hadn't been cared for in the past probably 3 years. And it was unrecognizable other than certain rock piles and trees that I remembered. And so I had to really forage through here, cut back a lot of alders. And at times, I couldn't figure out where the path was, or the best route to take if I was detouring. And Andras always showed me. And sometimes I'd be working on a new part of the path and he'd be like, no, the path is over here. And I'd be like, no, I'm taking a detour. And he didn't argue too much. Anyway, I got really excited. I was like, there's the tree. There's the tree. And then I thought, I don't remember this sort of knoll here. Maybe it's not the tree. But there's the tree that fell. No, that's not as big as the one before. Anyway, I said, hello, tree. This is part of our detour. And gonna let you go again for a bit. And then I saw this tree. And I said, maybe that's it. And you see, raspberry canes are 6 feet high here. So I did a little detour, path of least resistance, and came across this tree, and it was like a reunion with an old friend. And I'm like, yeah, there's the tree that was bigger that fell, but it's completely rotted now. And I'm like, imagine in the middle of the forest, this old grandmother tree with grass at the bottom. So yesterday Andras and I had a good sit here. Anyway, so now we're heading into the last stretch of things. I remembered this really cool route, and I thought I'd follow the way the animals went, so I was clearing that way. And then I You can see the raspberry canes are super big here. And I was over there there's beautiful, and hacking and hacking and hacking. Hacking through these canes and going around alders, and I thought, I'm going to give up. I'm not going to finish this today. And I came back to this spot here and undressed and made a beeline up here, which is the closest way to the end of the path. And I laughed my head off because Spirit was saying, follow the animals, follow the animals. And I'm like, well, I am following the animals. They didn't say follow the animal dog. So anyway, that's what it looks like now. I'm going to put you on pause, and I'm going to hack this path clear and then show you what it looks like. And then you're going to see the destination of my path. Okay. Okay, here we go. Got the blood to prove it. This is the final stretch of the path. It was challenging, but I could see the end in sight. You see, in the distance, there's light. There's light at the end of the path. So, make note of this fallen tree here. And we're almost there. I still have work to do, but there's my lovely tools. My last boyfriend gave me this. Best tool in the world. He's a Christmas tree farmer. Okay. Oh, and the boyfriend before, he gave me this side. There you go. Okay. There. There we go. Oh. This is an old bench and a table that the last boyfriend built for me. I got a couple of years out of it. And Andreas, you stay. Stay. Sit. Sit. Well, okay. Stay. This is, you see that stump there? That belongs to that tree over there. Can you imagine the wind that broke a tree off from that stump and rolled it back there? That was a mighty wind. Anyway, if we look out here, it actually drops off about 70 feet straight down. And if you look out there on that rock, you can see seals chilling, same as those rocks over there. And it's low tide. And the sun is setting. And this is why I clear my path every year. So I can come out here. Summer, fall, winter, spring. And just be, I usually never come this close to the edge. But just for today I will. And my good doggy stayed back. So, I don't know, I might have given you motion sickness and all kinds of things, but this may be of absolutely no interest to you. But this was an incredible joy to me, so thanks for hanging with me. Blessings.